Greetings, everyone. Pete Pardo here from Sea of Tranquility. Welcome to another edition of Dream Setlist. In the co-captain's chair to help me out on this one, Mr. Jack Toledano. What's up, Jack? How you doing today?
Oh, great. Pete, when you asked me to do this last week, I was really looking forward to it.
Cool. I mean, well, this is fun because it's like I think everybody at some point in time has thought about their favorite bands and what would be the absolute dream concert or set list you'd love to see. Obviously, in reality, we almost never get to see that, right? But if we were in charge of telling the band, in this instance, Ian Anderson and Jethro Tull, it's like, this is what I want you guys to play tonight. This is where I want you to play it. This is the lineup. This is the year, all that sort of stuff, whether it's past, present or future. We're in the driver's seat. So yeah, this is a fun topic. I love doing these things because it's like, if you love the bands, I've always thought about, what would be that perfect set list. So we're doing Jethro Tull today. I'm going to have Jack kick us off with his dream set list.
Okay, so I'm going to be reading this off of my phone, just so if anybody is wondering why I'm looking down, that is the reason. So let's get to the premise of what as Pete walks away to
deal with dogs. There we go.
Sorry. So to start off, the first time I ever saw Jethro Tull was in October of 1979 on the Stormwatch tour. Now, I was thrilled to see them for the very first time.
No doubt.
It was still the classic band, sans John Glasscock, who very sadly passed away about a month after that show. And they had already brought Dave Pegg on board at that point. Now, the concert itself, I mean, again, I was thrilled to see them, but the set list, I thought, left a little bit to be desired. I think it could have been better. So basically what they did was they started with 6 songs from Stormwatch. So it was a big block of Stormwatch. They opened with Dark Ages, which is about nine and change. Nice little Viking ship, but really cool. 6 songs. And then I think by like the 5th or 6th song, I think people were starting to get bored with it. So they went right into Aqualung. Then they played a whole bunch of other stuff that I had. Back then, we didn't have these albums with special edition content on them. So they played King Henry's Madrigal, which I had never heard, but it was great, but I had never heard it. So there were points in time where I was getting a little bored. And what they did was they kept all their more known songs for like toward the end and in the encores. So my assignment was to correct all that. And
okay, cool.
So that show to basically come forward with a set list that I would really love. And I think everybody would love. There would still be some Stormwatch, but we would shorten it a bit. And I would bring back more classics and change the format of the show a little bit. So starting right off, there will be 2 sets. Within the first set is going to be an acoustic mini set, something that I've seen Led Zeppelin do on CD or DVD or whatever. Even when I saw Aerosmith, they did a mini set of blues, which I thought was pretty cool in the middle of the concert. So, all right, enough said. So first set, we open with a song from your favorite album, Benefit, To Cry You a Song. Yeah, I just love, they start with that little guitar and, they're still in the dark. And then they turn the house lights on when Ian says, flying so high. That's when they turn the house lights on and they get into it.
Remember.
Yes. Second song. It's a new day yesterday and an old day now.
Cool.
Third song, they go into 2 songs from Stormwatch, Something's on the Move and North Sea Oil, a song which I love.
Both great.
Number 5, No Lullaby, Heavy Horses. 6, My God, with the flute solo. 7, they go right into Hymn 43. Okay, then we do the acoustic set, Wondering Aloud, Look into the Sun, One White Duck, Nothing at All, Jack and the Green, One Brown Mouse, Dun Ringo, and they closed the acoustic set with Skating Away. After that, they go right into Backdoor Angels from War Child, and they close the first set with about 10, 12 minutes of Thick as a Brick, editions 1 through 4. So, any questions before we go to the second set? Okay, I hope
I
everybody's.
like this concert. I want to go.
Yeah, oh yeah, no, it's so far. Oh, it gets even better in the second set. So let's go to the second set. Second set, we're going to start it off with something very old, My Sunday Feeling. Something I saw Ian played that back in like the late 90s at Jones Beach. I think that was like the second or third song. It was really cool. So we're going to go into a block of Passion Play. And I'm starting this after The Hare Who Lost Its Spectacles. No Hare Who Lost His Spectacles.
No need for the hair in this one, right?
Yeah. So we start with The Foot of Our Stairs, Overseer Overture, which I love. That's one of my favorite songs. Flight from Lucifer. Sleepy, I see Lucifer. He's an awful fellow. Okay. 10:08 to Paddington, ending with Magus Per Day. Okay, so then there's going to be a mini set of rarities. So, and some of these, I'm sure you're going to know them all because you have all the special editions. This one was actually introduced to me from the album MU, The Best of Jethro Tull, which is the first album I ever bought. Fell in love with all of their music. Rainbow Blues.
Such a great song.
Yeah. Beltane off of the Songs from the Wood sessions. Family.
Beltane.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. Yeah, great song. Back to the Family, a song which I absolutely love. I wish they would play that more often. Only time I saw a clip of them playing it in Sweden or something back, when it was being released around 69, 70. Thought it was great. And Glenn Cornick, I just love his bass lines in that song.
He was probably one of the most underrated bass players that was ever in this band, I think.
Without a doubt. Yeah. Okay. So then we have Cup of Wonder, a great song on Songs from the Wood that's overlooked. And ending it, the rarities set with Living in These Hard Times, Heavy Horses. I absolutely love that song. The cats in the china and the something over the moon, I think is great. Okay, so then we have a few more to round out set 2. Rover, Heavy Horses. The last song off of Stormwatch, Orion. Velvet Green, Songs from the Wood, and the finale, Nothing is Easy, which you know my love for that song.
Mine too.
So to the encores. Well, actually, there's one encore, 3 songs. Again, before the house lights up, the house lights go on. Those opening chords of Aqualung. Staying with Aqualung for the song Wind Up. And then the very last song of the night, Ding the minstrel in the gallery. And there you have it.
Cool. So that's a 2+ hour show right there, right?
Oh yeah, it's I clock it at about 2:40.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, you have to have.
So what is this? A Nassau Coliseum show?
Nassau Coliseum, yeah, October '79.
Very cool.
Let's see if I have any other notes to that. So songs that missed the cut, Locomotive Breath, probably the most notable song, but they always play it. These other 4 that I tried to fit, I just couldn't. Saucity, You're a Woman. I figured there would be too much in the acoustic set. So, and then I like where the very beginning of Too Old to Rock and Roll, where it sounds like you're listening to Too Old, and then it just makes a right turn into Quiz Kid. So I would have had Quiz Kid, but couldn't fit it. King Henry's Madrigal, which we talked about before. I've grown to really like that song.
Good one, yeah.
And the fact that it's 1979, I'm very regretful that I couldn't fit Farm on the Freeway on there somehow. Yeah.
Well, wasn't created yet, so
Yeah.
So I totally get that. Cool, that's good. So yeah, I mean that's a neat perspective. I don't think we've done any of that sort of thing so far in this series, where you take a concert that you attended, weren't crazy about the set list, and recreate it in your own visions. That's pretty cool.
Yes.
That's pretty
Thank you.
So I'm gonna go. All right, so my concert is not one I attended, because obviously at the time I was a little too young, but I would have loved to have seen them on this tour, and this is how I would like this tour to play out. So we're going to go 1975, Madison Square Garden, the tour for The Minstrel in the Gallery.
Awesome. Nice.
And they're going to come out and they're going to play the entire album right off the bat.
Oh, start to finish?
Start to finish, right off the bat. So
wow.
Minstrel in the Gallery, the title track. So basically Martin's going to come out. First, you're going to hear the spotlight's going to be on Ian with his acoustic guitar. He's going to do what I just sang, that little cadenza at the beginning. And then the spotlight, then Martin's going to walk out on stage. The spotlight's going to be on him. He's going to do that rampaging guitar solo for 30 seconds or so.
Right. I have a question.
Yes.
Did they have the guy up in the background? My lord and lady.
Yes, they're going to have to. Someone's going to do it. Yeah, that's probably John Evan or David Palmer or something like that. Or no, it'll be Jeffrey Hammond, because this is Ian Anderson, Martin Barr, John Evan, Barrymore Barlow, Jeffrey Hammond, and David Palmer. So probably I think Jeffrey Hammond's going to be the guy to do that, because he's the character in this lineup here. So from Minstrel in the Gallery, of course, we're going to go just like on the album. We're going to go to The Cold Wind to Valhalla. All right, to Black Satin Dancer. All right, then you got Requiem and One White Duck equals Nothing at All. And then we're going to go into the big epic from the album, which is the Baker Street Muse, all 16 minutes and change of it. And the band is just going to tear it up during that. And then we're going to quietly finish the album with Grace. Band is going to take like about a 5-minute break, so because the album is roughly 45 minutes, right? So they're going to come back out. Here is where it's going to be Jethro Tull classics for the rest of the evening. So they're going to kick the second set off with War Child, the title track to the album of the same name. From there, we're going to go to Benefit for With You There to Help Me.
Nice.
Nothing you're ever going to hear live from them, right? From there, we're going to go to Aqualung for a little Cross-Eyed Mary. Okay. From there, we're going to go back. We're going to go to Stand Up for Nothing Is Easy. Got to have Nothing Is Easy here.
Yep.
From there, we're going to go to 2 medleys in a row, roughly about 8 to 10 minutes each. The first is going to be Thick as a Brick medley, probably the little section they always played live around that time. And then from there, we're going to go to a little medley, almost identical to what you mentioned from a Passion Play.
Awesome.
We're going to do those back to back. They're going to take another little 5-minute break. Okay. Mm-hmm. They're going to come back out and they're going to go into My God from Aqualung.
All right.
From there, we're going to go back to War Child for a little Bungle in the Jungle.
Oh, interesting.
From there, we're going to go to A Cry You a Song from Benefit. From there, we're going to go to Hymn 43 from Aqualung. From there, we're going to go back to Stand Up for A New Day Yesterday.
Nice.
Then we're going to go to Wind Up from Aqualung.
Wow, a lot of similarities. Just the orders shifted. Yeah. That's very cool.
And to finish out the regular part of the set, Nothing to Say from Benefit.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And then they're going to go behind the curtain at the Garden. They're going to come back out and they're going to play their 2 most well-known songs. They're going to be Heavy as All Hell, Aqualung, moving into Locomotive Breath. At the end of Locomotive Breath, all the confetti and all the shit flying all over the garden is going to happen. The band's going to take their bows and go home. So just like you, this is a 2+ hour set. So again, all of Minstrel in the Gallery, every last bit of it. War Child, With You There to Help Me, Cross-Eyed Mary, Nothing Is Easy, Thick as a Brick, and Passion Play, short medleys from those albums. My God, Bungle in the Jungle, To Cry You a Song, Hymn 43, A New Day Yesterday, Wind Up, Nothing to Say, Aqualung, and Locomotive Breath.
That's cool. Very cool.
I would love to see that personally.
Yeah.
And you know, what I tried to do here is, I mean, granted, I've seen Tull a lot live, so I've had a chance to see, you know, some of these songs, but not all of it. I mean, I've never seen them do any of the Passion Play. To my knowledge, I don't think I've ever seen them do Hymn 43 or To Cry You a
No,
Song, or
nor me.
I don't think I've ever seen them do Bungle in the Jungle, to my knowledge.
No, nor
Uh,
me.
you know, some of the older tracks from Stand Up and Benefit, I mean, never. You know, I mean, for you know, if you see them in the modern era, you know, I'm talking, you know, post like
I
80s.
backing up to Passion Play, I do think I saw him play excerpts of it once. He had a solo show at the Paramount in Huntington.
Okay.
And I forget what's the name. What was the name of the album that came after Thick as a Brick 2? Do you recall?
Oh, that was Jesus. That was his solo album, right? That was
Yeah,
I
I
don't remember the
think.
name of it.
But in any event, he was touring that album,
Okay.
and I think he played Magus Per D, and you know, just something towards the end, but I don't recall. But that was my only memory of Passion Play. But yeah, a lot of similarities. And everybody, we did not discuss any notes
No.
for this. This is
I mean, you know, what you had in your set, which is kind of cool because again, we're both taken from different eras, is you had the ability to choose from Songs from the Wood and Heavy Horses and Stormwatch, which I love those albums.
Right.
So what I had, because I was going 75, it's like, all right, I had choice cuts from Minstrel. I decided to have them do the whole thing, and then all my favorites from the previous, you know, couple of albums. And of course, as you noticed, I did not pick anything from Too Old to Rock and Roll. I did not pick anything from the first album, but I cherry picked some stuff from all the albums in between. So yeah, so pretty cool. I mean, I thought this was kind of fun. And you know, again, I've seen Tull many times, but I would love to go back in that time machine and go back to the mid or late 70s to see them back when they were at, you know, the height of their powers, where Ian had full vocal capacity and you had, you know, guys like Barrymore Barlow in the band, and either John Glasscock or Jeffrey Hammond and the two keyboard players. I mean, that would have been pretty special.
Yeah.
You know,
of course, he you know, Martin was just killing it, Martin Bear.
Yeah.
And somebody once corrected the way I pronounced his last name. How do you pronounce his last name?
Martin Barr, as far as I know.
Barr. I've heard Barr, Bear.
I've heard Barre. I don't know. I just
on Bursting Out, he pronounced it Martin Lancelot Barre.
Yeah, which is probably the technical way to pronounce it, right?
Right.
Yeah, I just say Martin Barr. That's what I've always said. So, what a fantastic guitar player! I think one of the most underrated electric lead guitar players.
He definitely contributed to their sound.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I don't think they would have been as great as they were without him. There's no question. Yeah.
True. I think for me, out of my whole set that I put together, I think what I would be really, really jazzed about seeing live is the whole Baker Street Muse.
That would be cool.
Right?
That would be
You're never seeing that live, right? Ever.
No.
You know, and that's like.
And the only time I've ever seen Minstrel in the gallery live was at that show in October '79, and it was their encore, second encore, I believe. Yeah.
I love that album. It's, you know, it's funny because you know, Benefit is basically my favorite Tull album for a lot of reasons. But you know, Minstrel and Aqualung are right up there. Thick as a Brick is right up there. It's like, this is like one of those bands that like their top like 5, probably their top 7 or 8 albums are very evenly matched. Because I mean, you probably, it's the same for you. I mean, Benefit, Minstrel, Aqualung, Songs from the Wood, Heavy Horses, Stormwatch, Stand Up.
Yeah,
those are like fantastic.
Even War Child has really grown for me.
War Child is great too, and you know what? I love Broadsword and the Beast. I've really grown to love that album a lot, and the A album is really good, right? I mean, there's a lot of really strong albums. Crest of a Knave holds up really well.
Yeah. I know there's some controversy with the album A, and that was kind of led to the breakup of that classic lineup, which was sad in itself.
Yeah, I mean, it was supposed to be a solo album and all that kind of stuff, and they really started to embrace the whole synthesizer technology. But, you know, when you break that album down, it's pretty damn good. Yeah. It is a pretty damn good album. You know.
I love Flying Dale Flyer. That's, you know, And
Black Sunday, man. Black Sunday is awesome.
what's that? There's a jig in there. What's it called?
Oh, the Pine Martin's jig.
Pine Martin's jig. Yes, that's really cool.
Yeah, it's really good. I love Black Sunday. I think it's a terrific song, and yeah, there's a lot of really good stuff on there. It's a really strong catalog overall. I mean, with the with the exception of like maybe for me like 2 albums, I really like everything else.
All right, that's cool. I before we signed on, I said I had a little story. So last night, I hang out with some of my buddies at this bar, Italian restaurant, in my town, and there was actually a 3-piece band playing. So there was a guy who was playing acoustic and bass, switching off, guy who was playing his Stratocaster the whole night, and a female flute player. So, and the female bartender, which I'm very acquainted with, she was like, I can't stand that flute. It's just driving me crazy. So, and I said, maybe you should start listening to more Jethro Tull to get you into it a little more. And actually, toward the end, they actually played the song that missed my cut, Locomotive Breath.
Oh, did they really? Wow, pretty cool.
They did, yeah.
That's cool.
And I got to tell you, Pete, I think this is like the only live music I've seen in a year since this whole damn COVID thing.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of like little outdoor things at my friend's brewery right here in Walden, the brewery in Orange County Hops, and that was over last summer, in the early fall. But man, that's it. I haven't seen any like professional gigs at all.
Nor me.
You can't go anywhere, right? No, it's yeah.
There is a German restaurant in Franklin Square that we went to last summer, and they had 2 guys, and they were playing a lot of Southern rock, which was pretty cool.
Oh, cool. That's nice.
In their beer garden, and that was before the skies opened up on us, of course.
Yeah, right. Yeah, as and as for the bartender who doesn't like flute, I mean, I get it. I know people who can't stand to hear flute. I know people who can't stand to hear saxophone. I myself, I'm not a fan of harmonica. So like usually when I hear harmonica, unless it's like a very specific band,
right,
I cringe. I'm like, I just don't like harmonica.
I like it in small doses, but
very small doses for me.
Yeah,
I don't mind like a band that uses it like once in a blue moon, and the guy who plays it, the singer, can rip it up a little bit. But there are some bands that use harmonica like a lot, and I'm like, no thanks. So I can totally see where she's coming from.
Right.
I personally don't get it because I think flute is absolutely beautiful, but
yeah, of course she
everybody's
likes
got
it.
different these right here, right? So yeah.
Yeah, she only liked it for the very last song they played last night, Stairway. Denied.
Yeah. There you have it, everybody. Some dream set list from 2 different perspectives for Jethro Tull, 2 different years. We both went back in time. Jack was 1979, mine was 1975. So put together your dream set list. Pick any era, any lineup of the bands, any album they're touring for, or if you want to hear all the hits, great, put them all together. If you want to hear all the rarities, put them together. You want to hear album sides, full albums, whatever. We're making the rules here, right? So put that in the comments below. Visit us on the web at www.seatranquility.org. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, of course, we're here on YouTube all the damn time. Oh, I beat you to it, Jack. Sorry. That's all right. You can do it later this week because Jack is coming back because Jack is going to join myself and Mr. Guitar Hack on a Dream Setlist show all about Kiss. So that's coming up this week as well. So I'll let you do it that night, Jack. All right. I was
that's cool.
Quick on the draw here today. So
I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be really cool.
Yeah, that'll be fun. So stay tuned for that and a lot more. And we'll see you then. For Jack Toledano, I am Pete Pardo. Have a good rest of the weekend, everybody.
Adios, amigos.